What do you relate to the most?
Honestly, it depends on my emotions. To be honest with you, it really depends on my emotions. Like everything I've said, like I say this personally, everything I preach, I believe in. Like everything I say that I rap about, I 100% believe in, or like sing about too as well. I believe in this. I don't just say it to say it like some people like cap. Everything I'm saying, I 100% mean and I 100% believe is gonna happen.
I believe that. You look me like dead ass in the eye with the most serious look ever. I appreciate you. No, this is fun. I fucks with you. Um,
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
I'm also super curious because I don't talk. You're 20, I think. One of your tracks
Yeah.
said you're 20, and that
Yeah.
you'd been rapping for 3 years or something. I was like,
Well,
fair
like I
enough.
started like yeah on the low. Like I only it's like basically it's been about a year now around. I've like been putting stuff or like just started putting stuff up.
So I guess what's really interesting for me, and I'm hoping that all the other old cats watching this, is that you're like the actual Gen Z rapper, dude. Like the real
Yeah.
ones. And y'all are like the fresh blood coming into the game. So in a sense, it's like, what does young Andre even care about? Like, what is important to a young Andre in this game? That is interesting to
Honest,
me.
honestly, a lot of people might laugh when I say this. Like, I want to be the first one to like. I say this, like I said this in one of my bars. I want to be what Drake was to the six. I want to put MTL in the mix. No one really here has like really like. There's a few guys that like they have like they're coming up like K Bands and Mike Chavo, all these other artists, right? But there's no one that really like no. There's not like a well known like a Drake or something from Montreal. You know what I'm trying to say? That's what I'm trying to be to Montreal. And like some people might laugh at me, but like I personally believe that the only limitations that you set are the ones that like the ones you set. You can do anything if you put your mind to it.
Yeah. Um,
But
it's
also
interesting.
there's so many more factors involved. You know what I mean?
Nah, I hear you. A lot of people want to be the Drake of Montreal, so I definitely know that it's not a
But like I
laughable
don't want to be
thing.
like Drake. I want to be my own person. But
No,
like
the metaphor is apt. Every city gets their like mascot, like J. Cole for North Carolina right now. Like you could pick a
exactly,
city and like put a person next to it for a minute. It's that king of perspective, you know?
exactly. When
So
people think of Montreal, I want them to think when they think of rap and music in Montreal, I want them to think of young Andre.
I fucks with that energy. Definitely have a lot of competition in the city for hungry people
Oh,
going
for
for that
sure,
shit. But that's
for sure.
healthy.
Sure, but I ain't gonna back down. I wanted the competition. I, I don't settle anything for my best. And if anyone the competition gonna get better, then let it be. Yeah, I want the competition. Let's get it hard.
Do you know a lot of people in the game?
I know Coffee K. He's a bigger artist in Montreal. He's from Longueuil with myself. I have a song with him on my mixtape. He has like 50,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. Pretty
Okay.
big. He has like a few songs with over a million streams. He's coming up. I feel like he has some potential. He's pretty good. Uh, I said you had named some bigger artists from Montreal. They're like somewhat on the come up. Mike Schaap, K Bands.
Right.
I don't know them personally, but I know their music. You know what I mean? I've heard it. But I know Coffee K a little bit personally. He's a chill guy. Track with him, recording this too. I might have another song coming with him soon.
Fair. So you're like mad new to the game type thing.
Yeah, yeah. I'm new. I have no interior connections. I'm actually looking for some artists that if they're willing to, work together, we could work together.
Yeah, there's how many
But I
artists do how many
obviously,
artists do you think are in Montreal? I'm curious.
well, I believe like it depends. Like, what do you mean? Like little artists or like big time artists or like average artists? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, we've established that let's say there's tiers to it, but like we don't necessarily have that elite tier. So pretty much most people are at varying degrees of independentry, with a few people bubbling a
I
little
think
higher.
there's like maybe like 8 to 10 in like the toppest tier we have, not the top, but the tier that we
Yeah.
have. And then I'd say like maybe like 200 to 300 people. They have like I'd say maybe they're like mediocre tier. And then we have a lot of artists that are like a little good, but they don't make a lot of noise. And then we have some artists that you know,
So what would a number be to encompass that entire spectrum of shit? I do like the way you broke that down. That was an interesting breakdown.
like what do you mean? Like I'm sorry, I'm trying to understand.
Like just to put an actual quantifiable, how many people make up each of these tiers? So the first one's clear. It's like
Oh,
10, then 200,
there's a
300.
lot. There's a lot of people who make music in Montreal. A lot of young people I know. It's like I think like there's a joke with a lot of like on things. I remember there's a joke in Montreal. They say like guys like my generation. It's either everyone you played hockey or you're like a rapper. And there's a lot of people that like I know that like have tried rapping, but a lot of people they just give up on it because they don't think like they expect it to happen overnight. And that's the thing. If you like, I believe this strongly. My dad always told me this. If you want something, like my dad instilled this to me as a child. He said, "No one's gonna hand you shit in this world. If you want it, you have to go fucking get it." It's like if you want something, go get it by the throat, or someone will fucking push you and go get it.
Respect. I appreciate that. It's facts. Um, no, I'm curious about it personally because like I feel like there's a perspective issue sometimes in Montreal where like there are thousands of people actively pursuing it in that like between
Yeah,
the
exactly.
actually good and not making noise tier and mediocre tier, yeah, it's a lot. I would say it's a lot higher actually between those the third bottom tier. I don't know, it's hard to measure.
There's
But
a
the
lot
num
of people that they try it out and like there's a lot of French. I'm not trying to be rude, like a lot of French people that they try to do English music, and it's like I'm not trying to be rude, but like you're gonna stick to your own language, man. It's just it doesn't sound natural. It just sounds bizarre and weird because I hear your accent while I'm rapping. Like it's like not to be. Some people it works. Like the guy Coffee K I mentioned. He's French, but he has like the flow and the voice to make it sound like he's legit English. I could barely tell in his songs that he's a francophone. You know what I mean? I
you
can't
think
even say.
that matters?
I think it does because a lot of people, if you can, it depends how you interpret it. Like I said, it's like if you cannot like hide the accent because some people have accents when they talk. If you can hide the accent and make it sound, because at the end of the day, Quebec, you're not gonna if you want to make English music, it's like you have to or not sorry if you're gonna be like well here we have French music and English music right, but if you're just a French artist, you're not gonna go anywhere outside of Montreal because most of the rest of the place is English music. But as an artist who's English, it's like you have
Oh, you
more.
got the Quebec circuit and the France circuit, but like
Exactly, but like they're not gonna like. There's only like a limitation. In English artists, it's more like it's harder to blow up because there's more competition around the world. But I feel like here there's a lot like angle like French rappers that they like sound very weird kind of when they rap because you hear the accent and it doesn't sound good. In my opinion. I'm not trying to like call anyone out by any means.
nah. Again, I think it's all interesting stuff. Like the idea is we need more people to be honest about how they feel, and the truth is, I don't think a lot of people in my age did the Facebook be up to date with what young people give a shit about. That's why I emphasize it a lot. For me, it's always a pleasure to talk to people that have such wildly different perspectives or experiences than I do. And like, yo, I'm in the game in my 30s. It's a whole different vibe than what y'all are going through.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.